All right. Hi, everybody. It is Tammy P, ads and marketing expert. I'm going live today, Thursday, February 27th. So, hello. Um, so for those that don't know me, my name's Tammy P, ads and marketing expert. And today we're going to be talking about email newsletter, and specifically if you are sending out email newsletters and you're not getting the results that you want. Okay. So this week in my community of Accelerator and Ad Club students, we were talking about email newsletter, and I had shared a template with them. And talking about the importance of sending out an email newsletter. And the big thing here is it's visibility, right? And a lot of times we're taught to post on social media all the time, be on Facebook, be on Instagram. And for that, you have to have like, I want to say there's like more volume required for that, because, if we're at the mercy of the algorithm, right? And so email newsletters are great because it goes direct in the inbox. It doesn't matter whether people are on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, whatever it is. This is a direct way to connect to your ideal client, right? So two things. One is you want to have a method for growing your email list on a consistent basis. And there's a lot of ways we can do that. If you don't have attention on growing your email list, it's definitely something that you want to do. We're not covering that today, but my assumption is most people have at least 100 people on their email list, and that you have a plan in place for growing your email list in a consistent way. Okay. So, what I want to focus on right now is sending out that email newsletter and the importance of it. So, if you're sending out your email newsletter, and let's say, and this is something I'm speaking about it today because it was something that I bumped up against and working on fixing it for myself and my clients. But there were some new laws that came around about a year ago, February, CAN-SPAM laws. And basically, it made it a little bit more difficult to send out emails, and the deliverability went down just because too many marketers were honestly just spamming people's accounts. So it got a little harder, and that's okay. And so if you have noticed, let's say your open rates have gone down, not as many people are open or engaging on your email list, it could be that you might have some deliverability issues. Okay. So that's what we're talking about today, and a couple reasons why maybe you're not getting the results that you want with your email and what to do instead. Okay. So if you're here on with me live, give me hashtag live, hashtag replay, and say hello as you join. As always, I'm here always on Thursdays. I've committed to showing up Thursdays for you guys and doing my weekly live streams based on what I'm teaching this week. So this week I've been teaching all about email newsletters, and specifically the importance of sending out an email newsletter. Now, it depends on your niche. So a lot of times people are like, well, how often do I need to send out an email newsletter, right? In the coaching industry, it's pretty standard to send one out at least every week. And I know people who have larger followings that send out emails every single day, which is, I know, sounds wild to a lot of people. But if they have a method in place where they're getting, let's say 100 new email subscribers a day, then they're sending out emails every day because they don't care if people unsubscribe. They really want to just keep the people that are the most engaged. So I get it, because the volume is there as far as like number of people subscribing. If you're not getting as many email people, signing up, obviously you need to have a plan in place for consistent growth. But I do recommend, and it depends on your niche and industry. I'm in the coaching industry. My recommendation is send one out every single week. And especially if you're doing any kind of advertising, if you're doing any speaking, if you're like, let's say, spoken a summit or something like that, and you just got new people in, like, you need to keep engaging with them so they don't like drop off and forget about you. That's the biggest thing. And email's a great way to have visibility. So definitely my recommendation is to send out email newsletter at least once a week. Do not look at your unsubscribes. I was talking to someone yesterday and they're like, oh, I saw someone unsubscribe off my list, and they were upset because they looked. And I'm like, don't look, because it will, you'll get in your head and you'll say, I don't want to send out a weekly email newsletter. And this is coming from me, who I am speaking about it today because I want to get more consistent with it, right? Like, I do a weekly live stream and I've been consistent around that. Now I really want to get consistent around sending out my email newsletter. Okay. So I'm announcing now that I'm going to be consistent, because consistency is a thing around sending out that weekly email newsletter. So if you are wanting to learn more about ads and marketing any of my upcoming workshops or challenges coming up, drop the word email down below, and I will make sure to get you on my email list. So with that said, if you are doing all the things, like if you have a method in place for growing, and you're consistently growing your email list, and then you have a method for, you are sending out a weekly email newsletter, cool, that's great. The next thing is we want to look at the metrics. We want to look at the data. And a lot of times, we just do things and we're not really looking at what's working and how to improve it. And the big thing with marketing is you want to be continuously improving. So one thing that you want to look at is, are people opening and are people engaging, right? So are they opening? And you want to have at least a 20% or higher. For a while there, I was at 40% open rate, and that was outstanding. But you want to look at your open rates. If your open rates are too low, it could be one of two things. One is that there's some issue with your email, meaning like a lot of times email deliverability doesn't happen because there's a problem with the domain or an IP address or some kind of a technical issue. So that's one thing to look at if you're not getting at least a 20% open rate. The other thing to look at is email subject lines. So again, if everything's good as far as email deliverability, you've ran through that, all that kind of stuff, and you're getting, that your domain's okay for email deliverability, then the other thing that I would look at is I would look at your email subject lines, and ChatGPT is awesome for that, right? So if I was writing let's say I was doing an email newsletter this week on why you need to email, right? The importance of emailing your audience, emailing your list every week. And I noticed like, okay, I'm just not getting the open rates, right? So I would look at those two things. I'd look at technically, is everything set up the right way where it's not going to go in my spam inbox? That's one thing that's really, really important. A lot of people don't understand that. Then the other part is that you want to look at what was I going to say? You want to look at email deliverability, and then you want to look at email subject lines, and because it's a lot about curiosity, right? You want to get them to open. And so another thing that I do, because I get a lot of emails, because I subscribe to a lot of emails because of marketers and things like that, you do want to pay attention to what email subject lines. I do this, and this is another little trick. What email subject lines get your attention, right? Because I'm like inundated in my spam, like in my inbox with email, like all the time. And so that would be one thing that I would look at is, did this email subject line catch my attention? And you could start a running list of like email subject lines, right? That you have. And let's say you had like a list of 10 of them. You could take a couple and have ChatGPT write a prompt, say, write 10 more email subject lines based on this one with curiosity, like a curiosity hook or something like that, right? Because email is all about like curiosity and opening it up, in my opinion. And everybody talks about the hook in the headline now, and it's no different with email subject lines. We need to hook them in so that they'll want to open the email and read it, right? And if anything, they don't really need to read the whole email. It's more of like they see you in your email inbox. So I know a lot of people are perfectionists when it comes to the email. When I was in my best as far as getting my email newsletters out and being very consistent around it, I was just doing it. Like I would block in time and I would just make time and I would do it. You definitely want to make time to do it. And, perfectionism is a thing, but pick a topic. A lot of times it would be based on maybe a social media post or something I talked about in the week with my students or something like that. And you can type it up quite quickly and have ChatGPT again, ask it to format it into an email newsletter for you and get a block of text and really get that quick. Another thing that helps is if you have templates set up already. So I had like 10 templates set up for my email newsletter. So 10 different variations. So I could just pull that template real fast, put in the copies, switch out the images, make sure all the links are working. And that's it. And so, those are the main things. And you definitely want to proof your email. Usually I'll typically send a preview, like a proof email to my email inbox, a different email inbox than my main one that I'm sending from. And make sure the links are working, make sure it's formatted correctly, all that stuff, because I've noticed in the past when I send out email newsletters and they're not formatted correctly or a link is broken, I literally get people emailing me back right away. So that part you definitely want to be perfectionist about. Like make sure to proof it, read through the email really well, make sure, send it to yourself and make sure all the links are not broken and things like that. Okay. So that's that. So if this is something that you want to work on in your business, let me know. I have a program called Accelerator. I haven't talked about it too much. It's still in beta because I'm building it out. But essentially, it's a coaching funnels and ads program. Well, it's basically a funnels and ads program where you get my complete system called Funnel Club, where you can plug and play my email newsletter template. So this week um, in my accelerator, I shared a brand new email newsletter template, and and then people are able to just plug it right into their Funnel Club system, and they can send out their email newsletters this week. So my goal with everybody, with the marketing and with my students, is really to make it easy to market your business, and that includes all the different ways we're doing it: social media, marketing, ads, all the things. So if this is something that you need help with, if you are having trouble consistently emailing your list, your audience every single week, drop the word email in the chat and let's have a conversation around it. It's something that I'm speaking about now, but I also want to get very consistent with. And I would say set a goal of sending out an email newsletter every single week, non-negotiable, non-negotiable. Okay, guys. So even if like you don't get to your email newsletter till Friday, I used to say, oh, I don't want to send it out because I didn't get to it till Friday or whatever. Send it. Okay. Send it out. Make sure you get it within that window, within a 7-day window. Huge game changer in your business when you do this. Okay. So as a recap, we want to be consistent around sending out your email newsletter. You want to send it out every single week, in my opinion. You want to make sure that you're not having deliverability, like technical issues, that your email is not going into people's inboxes. So you definitely want to test that out, make sure the tech is working, and then look at your open rates and look at your click rates. So your open rates will indicate if all the technical side is working, if you have enough of a hook in your email subject line that people are wanting to open. So again, I'd look for at least a 20% open rate. If not, improve that. And then people are clicking and engaging. You can also look at people that have opened the emails, and that's an indicator of who to have conversations with, because it might be people that might be interested in working with you as well. So that's the main thing. The biggest takeaway, in my opinion, is like being consistent around your email newsletter, but also like looking at what is working with it and working in a way of continual improvement in order to get your email newsletter open rate up. Because in my opinion, that's the biggest thing. You want a higher open rate, because like, let's say you have 10,000 people on your email list. Still, you're getting of the 10,000, if you have a 20% open rate, it's 2,000 are opening, right? So if you can get that up to 3,000 opening out of 10,000, that's huge, right? It's a massive amount of people. So working on your open rates is vitally important, and also the technical side of setting it up. So if you need any assistance around that, again, my program Accelerator can help with that. I coach my students on how to send out email newsletters. Just drop the word email below and I'll be happy to have a conversation with you, see if I can help you. And so that's basically it for today. I hope this is super helpful. I'm speaking about this because I'm speaking about it into existence, guys, because it's something that I have been procrastinating, truthfully. I've been procrastinating sending out my email newsletter, and I don't want to do that anymore. So I'm talking to you guys about it today, and I'm definitely going to be working on sending out my email newsletter either tomorrow or Saturday. So I'm going to put that as a new goal for myself. And yeah, so I hope this is super helpful. Give me #live, #replay if you found this helpful today. And if you have any questions around email, marketing, ads, or anything else, drop them in the chat. I'm happy to have a conversation with you. All right, guys. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. And I'll be back live next week, Thursday. All right, everyone. Have a beautiful day. Talk soon. Bye.